let's talk about Sonder. Okay, so let's talk about Sonder and why I think it's quite an important concept. Sonder is a profound realization that each and every person you encounter, even strangers, they all possess a life as rich and complex and as vivid as your own, with their own unique inner world of thoughts, dreams, and experiences. It is the awareness that you are just an extra in other people's stories. Sonder isn't just a thought, but it's an emotional realization that everything that goes on around us isn't necessarily all to do with us. So thinking about Sonder makes you think about a whole perspective shift. So Sonder encourages empathy, and having a greater understanding of how other people feel and what they think really helps us grow as a village of people. So Sonder itself draws from German and French, where Sonder can mean special or to probe, respectively, hinting at the depth of the experience it describes. And it has really gained popularity in the last few years for its descriptive power and the emotions attached to it. So why I chose to use the word Sonder as my YouTube name, if you haven't noticed already, is because it really struck a chord with me. I feel like sharing experiences and ending any stigmas surrounding them and just understanding how each and every one of us plays a part in this life will really help, bring us together and build empathy and understanding. And in a world that is so on edge at the moment, anything that makes us think outside of the box and consider others and be more kind and understanding is a step in the right direction. So picture this, I finally got on my last train. It has been a disaster from hell. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. It was just the fact that I had to get 2 trains. I had a massive backpack full of stuff because it had my clothes for the week, as well as all my study stuff, as well as some running stuff and some snacks because I was living alone and I needed the food. It was starting to get dark when I'd got onto this last train, and because it had been absolutely hammering it down with rain, I was soaked through. Bearing in mind, I also didn't have a hood or an umbrella. The umbrella wouldn't fit in my bag, and the hood, because back then I didn't think it was cool enough to wear a hood. So as I'm sat there thinking I'm having the worst day of my life, a lady gets on the train. She has also got soaking wet hair, but a lot less luggage, I will say that. But she just looked so content. She had a little, I don't know what you call them, book bag, that she laid on her lap. It didn't look very full, but it was from a Waterstones, I can remember that. And I sat there and I considered, I hope she's not worried, I hope the book's not wet, I wonder what she's been up to. But what really caught my eye is the fact that she sat there and looked out the window for most of the journey home. So no texting, no reading of the book, just looking out and watching as we went through the day-to-day towns, fields, the usual stuff that you would see on a Midlands train journey. So as the train trundled to a stop and it was my turn to get off and I walked past her, she smiled at me, I smiled at her, and it's just one of those moments that I'll never forget because she was so kind and polite and she was so there in the moment almost. And a lot of the time I have to have 500 things going on at once. I'm having my Audible, my music, my phone, I'm scrolling, I'm connected to the internet, I'm researching, I could be reading a book. Never do I just take the time to look out. And I think the fact that she acknowledged and smiled, and we had that brief moment where, although we were strangers, we acknowledged that we both had a life going on. And that really was the point where I started to think about how we all have this system going on around us that no one else considers or thinks about. And that's what took me to Sonder. So yeah, trying to think about Sonder and include it in your day-to-day will really help you, connect with the world around you. It almost gives you a whole new perspective on the world. If you enjoy people watching, then it really is another layer of that. It's looking at why people could be doing that. It can be quite a lot to think about, and I understand this as a first longish video, maybe a little bit intense, but it really is one of the reasons why I wanted to start this channel, was to start engaging with people and understanding the lives others live around me, and delve into different ways of life, different careers, different day-to-day things. I want to know what makes people happy. I want to know challenges, and I want to know how people overcome these challenges. So yeah, next time that you're sat in a chair watching the world go by, just delve deeper into your people watching and start to think where they could be going, what they could be up to, and some of the important things that might be going on around them that other people may miss. It really is a eye-opening way of going around life, and it makes everything feel so much more purposeful. And that is why I love the word Sonder. Thanks for listening. Also, can you tell I like pumpkins?